Without a doubt, The Amazing World of Gumball is one of the best cartoons ever made, and with the highly anticipated 7th season on its way, many fans have started spotting hidden references to this incredible show in other animated series. For instance, a lot of people didn't even notice, but Gumball made a sneaky crossover appearance in another hit Cartoon Network show, OKKO. It happened during one of those annual Cartoon Network specials where tons of classic and modern characters come together for a big festival of cameos. At one point in the episode, KO teams up with Ben 10, another huge Cartoon Network success, to pull off a super stylish combo attack. And when Ben activates his Omnitrix to transform, something crazy happens. Instead of just turning into aliens like he usually does, he starts morphing into characters from other Cartoon Network shows. In the middle of these lightning-fast transformations, he briefly turns into Uncle Grandpa, then Gumball for a few seconds, and then even Mordecai from regular show. It's super quick, Sibdit. If you blink, you'll miss it. But it's an awesome tribute to Gumball, showing how important he is to Cartoon Network's legacy. Honestly, the first time I watched that episode, I didn't even catch it. It took me several years to realize Gumball had made such a cool appearance. Pretty awesome, right? Well, get ready because we've got an amazing list of 10 shows where the amazing world of Gumball pops up in hidden ways. Get ready to have your mind blown and come along for another epic video with us. Speaking of totally wacky cartoons, we have to talk about the time Gumball showed up in Uncle Grandpa, one of the craziest shows Cartoon Network ever created. In episode 12 of season 3, during a break between scenes, there's an Oscar-style award ceremony, hosted by none other than Uncle Grandpa himself. And if you look closely at the audience, you'll spot a massive gathering of famous Cartoon Network characters, all attending the ceremony. Among all those characters, guess who's there? That's right, Gumball. But pay close attention, it's not the newer version of Gumball, it's the Gumball design from the show's first 2 seasons. Back then, Gumball's eyes were more oval and a little stretched out, whereas in later seasons they became rounder, almost like 2 perfect circles. So it's super easy to spot that this is the classic early version Gumball. A really awesome detail for true fans to notice. Did you know The Amazing World of Gumball made an appearance in a super popular show about a team of crazy heroes? Yep, it happened in an episode of Teen Titans Go, called Squash and Stretch, which is episode 20 of season 3. That's the squad led by Batman's most famous sidekick, Robin. In the middle of all the chaos, the Titans start changing into different cartoon styles to try and catch a squirrel who just stole their cereal bowl. During all that madness, they watch a spoof episode that's basically a hilarious parody of Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner. Except here, instead of the coyote, there's a round-hipped green cat, and instead of the Roadrunner, a super fast little purple fish. Okay, sure, the cat might not look exactly like Gumball, but that purple fish? It's basically a perfect copy of Darwin. That makes it super clear that it's a huge nod to the amazing world of Gumball hidden inside Teen Titans Go. And hold up, that's not even the only time Gumball got a shout-out in that show. Pretty soon, we'll talk about another episode with a little Easter egg for the Watterson family. Oh, and believe it or not, there's even a Gumball reference hidden in a cartoon from a rival network. Now, South Park is definitely a show everyone knows is made for adults, right? But even though it's geared toward an older crowd, the amazing world of Gumball still managed to sneak in for a very special cameo. It happens in the episode called The End of Internet as We Know It, which is episode 10 of season 20. In that story, Sheila, the mom of Kyle and little Ike, decides to dig through her son's internet history to see what they've been up to online. While she's scrolling through everything, there's a flood of quick references to famous YouTubers and games like PewDiePie and Minecraft. And guess who else pops up right in the middle of all that? The amazing world of Gumball. That's right, Gumball's right there among all those pop culture icons, proving that even in the wild and politically incorrect world of South Park, people still love the blue cat from Elmore. And honestly, the fact that South Park gave a shout-out to a kids' show without making fun of it is a huge accomplishment. It really shows how Gumball has managed to win over every kind of audience, even the most unexpected ones. And if you're a big fan of movies and cartoons like Gumball too, leave a comment down below saying Gumball so we know you're part of the crew. Now going back to Cartoon Network, we have a really awesome appearance in the special crossover episode featuring Villainist. In this special, we see Dr. Flug, one of the clumsiest assistants of Black Hat, the boss of the secret organization that trains new villains. During one of the Villain School 2000 classes, there's a segment titled Lost Cases from Elmore. And guess who becomes the target of their analysis? Rob, who is none other than the #1 villain, or at least he tries to be in the Gumball universe. They start analyzing all the times Rob has embarrassingly failed in his attempts to get revenge on Gumball and the Elmore gang, which, let's be honest, happens pretty much all the time, right? After so many humiliations, Rob gets shipped straight to Black Hat's organization camp, where he undergoes intense training to try and become a real villain, and maybe, just maybe, win someday. This little cameo shows how Rob became a laughingstock even among other villains, but it's also a fun tribute to the world of Gumball. And since we already mentioned Uncle Grandpa earlier, here's another awesome Gumball cameo inside that totally insane show. This time, the appearance happens in the episode called Transition Effects, where Uncle Grandpa and his crew decide to go have a chat with the show's own video editor. If you're quick enough and pause the scene at the right time, you'll notice a really cool detail hanging on the wall of the editor's office. A huge poster of Gumball, and right next to it, a smaller poster of Darwin. It's pretty clear the video editor was a huge Gumball fan, and maybe not as much of a Darwin fan, right? Poor guy. Jokes aside, it really makes you wonder, could Uncle Grandpa's editor also have worked on the amazing world of Gumball? Or was he just a hardcore fan? Either way, it's an awesome, heartfelt Easter egg for eagle-eyed fans. Not a lot of people know this, but Gumball was actually referenced in one of his biggest rivals, Gravity Falls. After all, Disney and Cartoon Network have been rivals for decades. This happened, believe it or not, in the very last episode of Gravity Falls, which aired on February 15, 2016. Yeah, it's been a while. In the episode, Dipper and Wendy are in the middle of an insane car chase against Gideon and his gang of troublemakers in a crazy Mad Max, Fury Road style. Then Bill Cipher, that creepy one-eyed triangle, creates these weird bubbles that completely distort reality for whoever passes through them. Each bubble causes people to turn into alternate versions of themselves depending on which one they pass through. And here's the crazy part. This is super similar to the episode The Job from Gumball, where Richard, the big lovable dad of the family, gets a job as a pizza delivery guy. But delivering pizzas causes massive chaos, distorting all of Elmore and mixing tons of different universes together. In that Gumball episode, as Richard delivers pizza, every block he crosses changes everything. People, buildings, even the weather, like they're crossing into alternate realities. And here's the kicker. The Gumball episode aired in 2012, way before Gravity Falls dropped their version in 2016. Because of that, back in the day, there was a huge fan controversy, with a lot of people accusing Disney of copying Cartoon Network's idea. The Gravity Falls production team claimed it was all just coincidence. But was it really? Tell us what you think in the comments. Was it plagiarism, or just a super weird coincidence? And while you're at it, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss our next awesome videos. If you thought Rob was the only one from Elmore who showed up in Villainist, you're way off. Actually, another character from Elmore, who's even stronger and has way more attitude, also made an appearance in the famous Telecurso 2000 for villains by the Black Hat organization. And we're talking about the incredible Nicole Watterson. Except her appearance happened in a much older version of the course, way before the one Rob took. In the scene, we see teenage Nicole sitting in a room full of future villains during one of the lost cases of Boxmoor. Dr. Flug even comments that he doesn't quite remember why Nicole never finished the course, but then a flashback reveals exactly what happened. Young Nicole straight up beats up Flug himself in a moment of rage. She probably got expelled after that, right? But honestly, no one can deny she had everything it takes to become a truly badass villain. Now let's jump back to the craziest superhero squad ever. Teen Titans Go! Besides being completely obsessed with pizza, it looks like they're also huge fans of the show created by Ben Bocquelet, the genius behind the amazing world of Gumball. This second Gumball reference in the Titans universe happens in the episode Cat's Fancy, where Starfire decides to totally change her life and become the classic crazy cat lady. Inside the house packed with cats, if you look closely, you'll spot a giant rug on the floor, printed with the face of a blue cat. And seriously, who's the most famous blue cat on Earth? You guessed it, it's Gumball. It's another super fun and loving nod to everyone's favorite Elmore feline. Now let's step away from the screen for a moment and talk about a crossover that happened in the world of comic books. In 2019, Cartoon Network teamed up for a super special collaboration with the creators of one of Brazil's most famous comic series, Monica's Gang. As part of this collab, they created several comic strips mixing the Brazilian comic characters with famous Cartoon Network characters. And of course, Gumball had to be part of it, right? In one of these strips, we see Gumball interacting with Mingau, Magali's pet kitten. Gumball even tells Mingau that even though they're both cats, they're completely different. But the conversation doesn't last long. As soon as a ball starts bouncing in front of them, both Gumball and Mingau immediately forget everything and go running after it. Meanwhile, Magali and Darwin just stand back and laugh at the hilarious scene. A perfect combo of the amazing world of Gumball and Monica's Gang. Let's hope they team up again sometime soon. Gumball is so beloved that he even showed up on rival networks, proving his charm knows no boundaries. We've picked out 2 awesome videos for you to check out. Thanks for hanging out with us, and see you next time.